again. I'm Wayne Wright with Fulton County Police Department Code Enforcement Division. Thanks for hanging out again with us today. As we continue to talk about economic development, today we talk about other partners who will come to the table with code enforcement and other county agencies to help us in our daily activities and endeavors. Once again, we have Art Brown from Economic Development. Art, thanks for being with us again today.
Thank you much. Thank you much. Look forward to it.
Art, tell us a little bit about the Opportunity Zone and CID and what it means to economic development, the county, and code enforcement in terms of having other business partners or stakeholders to come to the table to help beautify things such as the median that we see here. How's that been going?
Okay, first of all, just giving you a brief description of what those entities are. These entities essentially serve as an incentive to invite businesses as well as property owners to stay here and grow their businesses here. Essentially, a community improvement district, or a CID, is formed when businesses or property owners agree to self-tax themselves and additional taxes. And by that, when they self-tax themselves, they then decide how those taxes could be utilized. One example of that is improving the landscape that you see here, which has been landscape beautification. Also, if the cameraman can pan over, looking at the intersection here, this is a major challenge here for truck coming into the area where there are a number of accidents. So they're looking at actually improvements to this intersection here to reduce the amount of accidents that occur. Also, other beautification efforts. There's a signage project that's actually going on down here at Great Southwest Parkway. Also, they are looking at, and a major effort is security efforts. One, to help improve the security and working with the police department. They can actually hire policemen to actually police the area to deter crime.
That's excellent. That's excellent. You mentioned the security and the CID and has added security to help police in the area. That's been an important factor for code enforcement as well. The CID has been instrumental as we go out and we do inspections. They've tagged along with us. The CID initiative has actually proven to work across the country.
Correct.
Fulton County is not the only municipality that has implemented the CIDs. The CIDs have proven to work.
Correct.
And as we always say, government cannot go it alone.
Correct.
And thanks to the CID and those other agencies is working. What about the Opportunity Zone?
Now, Opportunity Zones were created by an application from actually our Fulton County Planning and Economic Development Department. Essentially, what happens here is a business, once they're in an Opportunity Zone, that's an area designated, and for here, the designation starts at the Brown Airport down to Great Southwest Parkway. If you're in that area and you create 2 or more jobs, then you can get up to $3,500 per year off of your state taxes. So that's indeed definitely an incentive for a business to locate here. So while the area, and it also helps to improve the area's look by that business getting those tax abatements, then they can put those tax incentives, that the money saved that they have, to beautifying their area. So.
Right. Thanks for sharing those points, Art. It's very important that you mention those points, because I know from a code enforcement perspective, one of the things we're tasked with is giving you our inspection numbers on a quarterly and yearly basis, because you take that data and submit that in as part of the Opportunity Zone requirements, and that actually has a correlation of funds that are given to the county.
Correct. And
so
those dollars come back to the community.
Right, right. Well, all right, thanks for being with us today. And to the citizens of Fulton County, once again, your tax dollars are at work. Thanks to the Opportunity Zone and CID efforts and the efforts of economic development, we're able to help redevelop the Fulton industrial area and get it back to the area that it needs to be. Once again, thanks for being with Code Enforcement today. Hello, welcome to another Code Enforcement segment. I'm Wayne Wright with Fulton County Police Department and the Code Enforcement Division. As we continue to highlight the Fulton industrial area and talk about redevelopment initiatives, today we have a success story that we'd like to bring to your attention. Today with me I have Gary Coles with Central Pipe and Supply and Art Brown with Economic Development. Welcome and thanks for being with us, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gary, tell us a little bit about the success story we have here at Central Pipe and Supply. What we have was a building that was unoccupied, it was abandoned, and you guys come in and turn this place around. Tell us a little bit about the success story, Gary.
It turned out to be, to start with, a good deal. Unfortunately, when an area starts to go down a little bit, the prices go down, so it was a good deal. But when we got out here, we began to realize that in spite of the challenges, there were people like the Economic Development Group that were in the CID and the county that were already trying to make a turnaround happen out here. That was encouraging. In fact, I'll tell you, these entities really helped us make sure that we went ahead. One of the things that we had was an environmental problem from past days when a lot of companies used to dump their chemicals in the ground. That had to be addressed. That slowed things down. And in the meantime, we had other infrastructure challenges. One of those days, I really needed some help because we couldn't get ourselves functioning. We were losing money. And I went to Art Brown, in fact, at the Economic Development Office, asked for some help. And because of the connections and because of the cloud, if you will, of Fulton County, they were able to address that infrastructure problem and turn something around that really almost would have made it to where we would have just given up on coming out here. Since that time, what we've been able to do is just take advantage of so many of the good opportunities that are out here. The location has turned out good for our employees. It's good. It's central for a lot of the business customers that we have. It's turned out that when we've needed assistance from the police, when we've needed department, when we've needed assistance from the county, we've been able to ask for it, and we've been very pleased at the quick and professional response that's been here. We were offered the opportunity when we came to join the Boulevard CID, which is a self-taxing entity. When we heard the benefits, we said yes, and we're so glad that we did. The partnership there has helped with the safety. It's helped us connect with other businesses out here. When we've needed some advice, we've gone to folks like Art and his partner Ed Nelson with Economic Development, and they have been able to give us advice, help us get connections. So many different things that have made this a success story. One of the things that we've seen as well is that we need to do our part to live up to it, so we've been working on things like lighting and safety and connections and the landscaping, all those kind of things. One of the problems, though, that of any kind of endeavor that you can see is continuously 20% of the people end up doing 80% of the work, and we were falling into that 20%. We wanted to see that turn around. So because of that, I've made some appeals when I've had opportunity, but even that only helps a little bit. So we're trying something on Wendell Drive where we're located here. What we're going to do is have some gatherings here and with some of our other neighbors. We've invited all our neighbors to join us. We'll do this on a regular basis, and then we have brought county, we've brought CID, Chamber of Commerce, other experts to come and talk to us a little bit and help us do better job at doing business, being good neighbors, being a part of the turnaround here. So I could go on forever on all these kind of things. We're glad we're here. We're glad we're in unincorporated South Fulton County. I want to tell you, we've been served well, and we're glad to try to return that.
Well, Gary, we'd like to thank you guys for your efforts. We'd like to thank Art Brown and Economic Development, because it's rare that you hear economic development in the same conversation with code enforcement, but they're directly related. Crime, code enforcement, economic development, all those are very important ingredients that make for redevelopment of a community. And you mentioned some things earlier, Gary, when you talked about the illegal dumping of chemicals, how you had some infrastructure problems. Those are basically code enforcement issues.
Yes.
And by you guys coming in and occupying this facility and renovating and turning around, it makes our job easier from a code enforcement perspective.
Right.
So to the citizens out there in Fulton County, once again, well, I say thank you for joining in. Once again, these are your tax dollars at work. Remember, there are partnerships between economic development and our business community, along with code enforcement, that are taking place every day. Thanks for joining us for another segment of Code Enforcement. And remember, if you see something, say something.